operated without a vision. And you know, a country that operates without a vision, or any institution that operates without a vision, is headless. I know you don't know where you're starting, you don't know where you'll be ending, and therefore any results that are put on the table are good results.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Even as we continue with the commentary, we can definitely see signs that the president is just about to arrive, or rather the deputy president is just about to arrive at Parliament buildings. That's just a way to see what will transpire. But remember, various dignitaries, including the head of various arms of government. We saw the speakers of bicameral parliament, Ken Lusaka of the Senate, Justin Muturi of the National Assembly already there, representatives from the judiciary arm of government equally making their way, and just now the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, just arriving at Parliament buildings, being received by a high-level delegation right there, various members of Parliament accompanying him as he makes his way into Parliament buildings. And this is definitely a sign that the President is just about to arrive and kickstart this all-important ceremony as Kibaki's body, the late, lies in state in Parliament buildings. Let's await for President Uhuru Kenyatta. But just as Kisia mentioned, a country being led without a vision is definitely clueless, rudderless in one way or the other. And Kibaki was quite instrumental in coming up with Vision 2030 and various policy measures to ensure that we achieve certain agendas, be it economically, socially, and even politically. Dismas Wakua, how best do you remember this gentleman who many describe as a low-key politician, but a strict technocrat or economist? How best do you remember the late?
Well, please allow me also to pass my condolences to the family and the entire nation. And also in the interest of public disclosure, as you had indicated, I actually worked for his campaign. I was the PNU press secretary for 6 months. So I got to interact a bit with him. And in my view, the difference between President Kibaki and other presidents is that he knew exactly where he wanted Kenya to go, and he had a vision for Kenya, and he aligned resources, both human resources as well as financial resources, to make Kenya a success. And as all leaders come to place, he knew that he needed to place a premium on a defense and security stability, political stability, and economic stability. He had massive challenges when it came to political stability because of the partners he had in all the coalitions. But when it comes to economic stability, in my view, he did a very good job. And in fact, when he was handing over Kenya to President Kenyatta, the multidimensional poverty rates were 38%. And if you look at the same figures today, is 63%. So you can actually see that when he came in, he focused on building the economy. And earlier on, you spoke about taxation. He made people believe that paying tax, in fact, is a national obligation, is a noble duty, because people saw where the tax money was going. Although, again, he had a challenge on corruption. You remember those are corruption. But I think, in my view, the overall is that he grew the economy, and he mainstreamed the conversation around economics. You would even credit him for what is happening today, because now our presidential candidates have gone back to economics. All of them are saying, pesa mfukoni, kazi ni kazi, and you're not trying to tell people that it's all about economics. And in my view, if the current administration, the Ruto administration, had maintained the trajectory as set by President Kibaki, we would have made substantial progress. If you look at the headlines, the last couple of days from the time President Kibaki died, everybody is screaming. The journalists, the editors, ordinary Kenyans have gone to the top of Mount Kenya and saying that the current administration, in fact, has not made substantial progress when it comes to economic stability. And you know, in any nation, if you don't have economic stability, then there's nothing to write home.
Definitely. A man who's been lauded as one of the longest-serving finance ministers. But let's talk about Kibaki, the politician, because this is a gentleman who sort of was low-key publicity adverse. You wouldn't see him publicly perhaps talk against certain members of his cabinet, be it the kitchen cabinet as they referred to it back then. But even after he was able to transit from power, he stayed off the public limelight. Well, what exactly can we borrow from Kibaki, the politician, especially this close to the general election? Kisia?
Yeah, thank you. I think Kibaki lived before our time. I think Kibaki came too early. Probably Kibaki should have come